Hey, this is Zero at ReviewZoneHD, and tonight I'll be reviewing Cubixx HD out of the PlayStation Store, not to be confused with Cuboid, which is also out of the PSN Store and is a completely different game altogether. The game is based off another arcade game titled Kicks or Qix, a game in which I've never played or even heard of. I was actually really 50-50 on picking this game up after watching a pretty boring trailer for the game yesterday. Let's find out how this game actually turned out. When you first start the game off doing the tutorial and play through the first few levels, the graphics on here are so plain, boring, and basic that I was actually worried the game wasn't going to get any better. But boy was I wrong on that. By the 20th level there was so much going on around the cube that you're shooting a laser onto that it was sometimes hard to even grasp how fast everything was moving along. There was no problems with the camera, no hiccups with the graphics or any screen tearing. Everything was running really smooth, and while the early levels are pretty bland and there's really not that much interesting going on with the background, the overall graphics were well polished and suited the gameplay well. I actually breezed through the first half of the arcade levels without too much trouble, but the game certainly begins an all-out assault of the enemies on the stages the further you get into the game, and it just starts stacking them on top of each other, so it starts getting pretty crazy a little bit further you get into the game. For a game like this, a lot of the challenge is just staying focused and alert with your surroundings and your ability to react to the changes. So while some people won't have any trouble with this at all, it may be difficult for others. When the game starts ramping up the difficulty in the later stages, the music also starts getting ramped up as well. The game features a lot of beat type music, but it also has some songs in it with vocals as well, and the music on here varies so wildly that it really keeps things interesting and actually plays a big role in the enjoyment on the game. I certainly enjoyed the music on here. For the trophy hunters out there that are looking to 100% every game they play, all I can really say is good luck, and I wish you the best on this one. While some of the trophy descriptions on here look pretty easy to get, there's a couple in there that may cause some very late nights of playing, and you're going to have to play some co-op as well, such as completing the arcade missions in co-op. I know the game just came out tonight, and while I haven't played it to the very end, I have played enough of it to realize that some of these trophies may be pretty difficult to obtain, such as completing the arcade mode in a single run and completing all the challenges to a platinum. There's actually a lot to do on this game with the various different modes it offers, but the meat of the game will be the arcade mode that changes things up every 5 levels on your way through its 50 various stages. I spent some time in each mode, and it's actually a lot of fun just to see how your score stacks up against everyone else's on the leaderboards, because it's such a simple game with a very complex way of achieving the high scores. It was certainly a blast playing through this one just to see what the next mission would hold with the variations of the enemy types and the obstacles. When I first started playing this game, I really didn't think it had that much substance to it or would even be fun to play through, but luckily my first impressions of the game were way off. They really ease you into the craziness that sets in later in the game, so if you're looking for a fast-paced challenge, feel like competing on the leaderboards, or even playing some co-op with friends, this is definitely a good choice out of the PlayStation Store. I did upload a few other videos for this game, so be sure to check those out if you want to see the game a bit more. This is Zero at ReviewZoneHD, and I'll be bringing you guys more reviews soon.